Hey folks, I'm CPC Gamer, and welcome to the stream! I hope we're all doing great today. Oh, Wales! Perfect timing, look at that! I say hello, you throw glitter on everyone. That's exactly what we want. And weird because I asked you what no reply was. I also do not know who that is. I'm coming in with slightly buzzed energy today because let me tell you guys a particularly sweet story before before we begin today's game. Let me tell you a story. So one of my other TLs at work, very affectionate today and very cuddly and all that sort of stuff. And yes, when like, give me that. Anyways, one of the engineers that we had in asked for her name, and then listed her on his form as Mrs. last name. So, hi, I accidentally got married, apparently, and I think that's really sweet. I could certainly do worse. Anyways, that's why I'm coming in with, like, cheery energy today, and fingers crossed, nothing's gonna break today. We've had the bitrate go down. We've had the game go down. Please, dear God, Donkey Kong Country, you'd better work. Are we ready? Let's go. Nobody tell Criddle. I hope she doesn't mind that it happened again. Right. Now, the reason I load like that is because I want to see... Oh, hey, check that out! The save file worked! However, I do believe... in doing that, I started with fewer lives. So now I've got all my lives back. I'm going to need them. I'm not doing super great at this. Right, what are the commands? Jump. And that one's tag. That one's roll. Alright, we are good to go. Oh, I see you. Yeah, bonuses. It's fine. All you have to do is get to the room. You don't have to complete it, and you get your bonus. So I was talking about this with Empirical Woodland after the last stream. I believe that what I am displaying while playing this game is a fairly average level of gameplay for Donkey Kong Country on Super Nintendo. Nah, that's not gonna work. That never works. Not against the red ones. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that what we're seeing is like fairly average level of gameplay, which is fine and makes sense, given my experience with not really playing this game a great deal. And that's fine. We're here to have fun, and I don't know about you guys. I am. I generally have fun with this. Also, there's a cheat code? Hell yeah, there's a cheat code. It's like the era of cheat codes, where you could get away with doing that and not lose all your achievements. Oh no. Oh no! Yeah, ran it back. Good times. Ah, it's the fourth one you want, not the third. Don't... I was looking at chat going, there's a cheat code for starting with extra lives. Amazing. Oh, now how am I going to clear that? Carefully is the answer. And not like that. Oh, but I think I got all the secrets in this level, so that's cool. Tell you something else that's cool that I think is a quality of life improvement is in the second game, there's different, like, you lost the life jingles depending on what stage you're in. I think that's pretty clever. But that's kind of what happens when you go from the first game to the second one. People go, hey, wouldn't this be cool? And generally, yes, it would. And then maybe the devs employ some of that. Remember, average gameplay of someone who has just picked this game up. That's what we're looking at. As far as I'm concerned, that one was just death. Is there a code for additional lives as you continue playing? Or is that just madness? Do we just have to, like, be good at this? Maybe find one of those animal buddy levels. That's madness? Aw, dang it. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to get good. Or, as I say, find one of those animal buddy bonus levels. Because those are a really good way of just racking up lives. And, oh yeah, this is where I came out of the one in the last room. Do you know what the worst part of that is? I could have just ducked. If I ducked, Diddy Kong would have gone under. And that's me getting impatient. This is also something you will notice, or likely have noticed, because I've been streaming for a bit. But like, I get impatient in my platformers. I just wanna do it. You have to spell barrel on the controller on the Rare logo. Okay. Oh, that's another thing I miss from games, is like cheat codes that are like you have to spell something. Like Sonic 3D had B-A, right A, C up, down A, which is not how you spell Barracuda. But that's the code that they went with. Nice! Nice! This is exactly what I wanted. Return to the horrible blood ocean and collect lots and lots of little spinny tokens. Now, I could not find the little secret room the last time I came here. I did find that one with the number 3 in it, but I'm sure that there are more. There is... pretty sure there's one where you go in there and there's a giant token, and that one, like, doubles your score. And Empirical Woodland pointed out that in the Espresso one, it's on, like, the far right of the stage, but I couldn't find that either. This game is truly a mystery. Oh, oh, oh! 2. 2, it seemed to say. Well, that's fine. Let's get some lives. And get to listen to that jaunty jig. Right. Here it comes. Here comes the tricky jump. The hard one in the game. That's how you do it. And then you don't die at the end. You just take the exit. Really naughty's rampage. Oh, dang, are we repeating bosses? I think we are. But this guy's jumping high. Yeah, see, Empirical Woodland confirms. That's the one hard jump in the game. I trust him. So he's doing, looks like, one jump for every hit he has taken. And then just going straight into my face. But you know what? That's fine. We get to look at this classic rare character design. By which I mean big googly eyes. First time. Don't even worry about it. Oh, this level's got the cool music. And it's this one. Hi? That's not what I expected to happen at all. Oh, I needed to go down there. Well, that's fine. I'm sure I will die and have to come back. Wait, is it the one that I'm thinking of? There's a piece of music in this game that goes like, brow. And that's great. That's not great. But that's the piece of music that I like. And I'm relatively confident that it's Fear Factory. I thought I was going to be so cool doing that. I was not. Right. Oh, hey, you can... you can see the rope all the way up there. I'd pay too much attention to it. And, little beaver fella just kills you outright. Right. So, take TNT. Do not destroy oil barrel. Time to die and go back. Definitely did that on purpose so that I can try this again. Maybe I stop trying to do this again. And then we just move on. That was a bad idea, because now you are there. How do I get past you? Yeah, there you go. There go all the lives I just got, but I picked up an extra life. So, I'm pretty sure everything balances itself out. Easy come, easy go. Can I? Ah! Well, I know that there's a secret down there, and isn't that all we really need? Oh, another one. They really do like saying, hey, go into, like, these little, metal grates, because that's where we hid stuff in this level. Can I push you through that? I can. Good. Oh, listen to that. There's those little synth brass that means this is totally playing on a Super Nintendo right now. You know when you just hear a sound and you're like, that's what that is? Net -3, more like, no. Yeah, how about that? I'm not keeping track of my net lives. That's maths. And I do enough of that at work, thanks. There we go. Ah! Safe, he said, incorrectly. Am I thinking of the second game? What's the game that has the piece of music with that cool metallic grinding sound in it? I am dead certain it was like this one, but evidently I'm wrong, because I've not heard it. You see, that is the very definition of easy come, easy go. Get balloon, instantly lose balloon. I'm taking this with me. You're like a shield. So I can do that. I hear Diddy Kong. Where is he? I don't know. Do you know what? That is exactly like Tiny Child. To the point that I have taken to just tying balloons to her wrist. And then the first time I did it, she just yelled, "What are you doing to me?" And, like, I feel really bad. But also I didn't, because I paid a lot of money for this La La Loopsy balloon. And you are not going to just throw it away. Thanks. Right. So you are 1, 2, 3, and then down. 1, 2, 3, and down. And you are not synced up at all. How very dare you. Exit, let's go! Oh no, I know what this one is. Hi, Bronwyn, thank you very much. We're actually doing... Okay, asterisk. I'm having fun. Gameplay-wise, not so much. Oh, this isn't the level I thought it was. I thought this was, collect the fuel. I guess we still have that to deal with, huh? Diddy Kong, you jerk! I'm putting that one entirely on you. You did that. I mean, having said that, probably should be Diddy Kong right now. He's the one who's got the movement speeds. and a jetpack eventually, which would make this a lot better. Why do I have to stay on this stupid track? Diddy Kong has a jetpack. I do like how Brian one sort of called them out on it. I like how the other Kong is just sort of like, yeah, I'll just float around in the air. That's cool. I don't mind. It's cool. We're not going for the letters in this run. I missed the first one. Everything's fine. I'm pretty sure it drops. Don't you drop at some point? Do I want to go for that? No, I don't want to go for that. There's a secret barrel that I'm not going to collect. Maybe conveyor belts move at a consistent speed and the speed of light would ruin that. I'm trying to catch that guy in the air. It's not working. So I'm going to stand over here. There we go. Now we're the main character. This game's not called Diddy Kong Country. So we gotta be the main man. And watch the trolley go off without us. Man, I'm bad at that jump, huh? Jump over the wasp. That would be a good idea. Consider that? No. You know, I could always go and play Tetris. That's a game that I have. I got like 2 different versions of that on my Switch. I just go play that instead. And maybe not fail a somewhat basic appearing jump. Wait. Do we jump on Beaver? And then Beaver allows for height. You saw nothing. Yeah, see, Zakrai's lurking. He didn't see that. None of you saw that. Everything's fine. See? See? We learn. Oh, Zakrai sees many things while lurking. Well, that is also fine. I want to say that guy's called, like, Clump or something like that, and he's just... Diddy Kong just bounces off that guy. You can't do anything with him. Gotta be Donkey Kong at the very least. Right. Oh, and I can't tag out. Maybe I should have done that before getting on the auto-scroller, and now I can't. Everything is now dreadful. There you go. Everything is fixed. Now we are the correct character. And then you come down here, and we do that, and there we go. This is exactly how this game is meant to be played. So how's everyone else doing today? Are we all good? We in a good mood? N? As if I'm only at the N. I want to be at the end. How's that? Oh. I might just be. So yeah, how are we all doing? What have we done today? What have we eaten today? What have we seen and done? Got to the pharmacy before they closed for lunch. That's pretty cool. Self-care is important care. This is why I always want my friends to take care of themselves. And there we go. Especially with pharmacies. Because they're like banks. There is a 20-minute window throughout the day when you can get in there. And, you know, best of luck. That's definitely not how you do that. Or that. Well, that's a demo. Here's what the game over... Oh, that's not what the game over looks like. There is a 0 life. I love when games do that. We're still not winning this. But, you know. Perko Woodland has been at work all day answering dumb questions. I feel you. I feel like I've been asking a lot of dumb questions at work. Like, this is something I've commented on to, Apparently Diddy Kong can't cartwheel those guys. Okay, there we go. Oh, no reply! I thought it was like, you know, an actual name of a person. But no reply. I've got you. Like Alan Smithy. Who is this mysterious director? Alright, jump over you. Go over here. Yeah, I heard you. I heard you. I landed on that platform, and I was about to run forwards, and then there you were, getting ready to throw barrels in my face. Although I say that, I'm also fairly aware of, currently have no lives. I should probably get some of those. I hear my friend. Where is friend? Do you have friend? There is friend. I am currently safe from all things. That's a lie. Oh, Wales is lurking but still listening. That's cool. We appreciate this. I'm listening to this cool music. I do love cave music. Oh, that's what I was thinking of. Empirical Woodland. I was trying to think of like, oh hey, no reply. That's like a gag name. Wasn't there like at some point a radio presenter thought they had received a letter from somebody named like Helvetica Bold? And they were like, man, what a cool name, Helvetica Bold. And then they had to be corrected. They're like, well, there you go. I missed that, snake. Bang? What was bang? I don't know. Alright, here we go. This is the bit where we lose. Yeah, there you go. What did I tell you? Jazz musician named Nosmo King. That's a good one. I am a fan of gag names. Oh. Oh. Did you see that? I saw that. Where's my button? There's my button. Because bunch of bananas. Well, that's unfortunate. Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna try. I thought that that metal barrel, take it over that way and maybe slam it into the wall, and there we will find a secret of some kind. Like, honestly, this is the bit that I like the least in Donkey Kong Country games. Is you've got to babysit items a lot of the time. And excuse me, what was that? Where is this going to put me? This is going to put me halfway up the ice mountain, isn't it? Yes, it is. So let's do a bit of that before I run out of buffer and, you know, cheat. Cheat super hard, kids. Not so much the platforming, but like I say, on occasion the game will go, hey, here is, like in that instance, here's a metal barrel. You're gonna want to use this to find a secret door on the other side of the level. And you just got to platform all the way through the level with that barrel and hope that you can get it to the end. And it's the kind of thing that child me got very good at. I have 100+%ed the first two Donkey Kong Land games, the Game Boy ones. 100% of those, or 103, whatever the actual total is. But that's because I had time to. Oh! What is that? Timing's what that is. Exit! Let's go! Now. This is my big brain moment. Oh no, a game over! The first time we ever saw that screen in this game. Now I'm back here with like 5 lives. And I don't have to... Let's just do that for the safety, shall we? Yes. Nope, nope, nope. There. Huh. Do you know what? I thought that the controls would be reversed in this one. I'm thinking of the purple one in Donkey Kong Country 3. Which is real easy if you just change the bindings on your controller, which you can do on a legitimate controller. Yep. That's how I beat that level. Because otherwise you're going to have a lot of trouble getting out of the water. It's like you got to hold right to jump out and then switch to left. Pain in the ass, that level. Anyway, this level, less so. Because I get to be bitten by piranhas that I didn't see, but mostly listen to aquatic ambience. This music's great. A lot of the sound design in this game is great. Like, the little... I have a track, well, several tracks, in fact, by the group Norwegian Recycling. Go check them out. It's called Donkey Business. Good album. Anyway, they utilize a lot of the samples in this game on that album. And yeah, it's really good. It's like how 3D Blast, the artist, does a really good job of picking really good obscure samples from stuff. And then Diddy Kong was right there. So how's it going, Click? We having a good day? Are you glad it's Friday and school is out and you gotta spend all weekend marking? Or are you gonna do something fun this weekend? I mean, I say it's the weekend. I am also going to do homework this weekend. Oh, what are you? Banana and death. Just what I wanted. Well, that's fine, because just around here is another barrel. Out for 3 days, too. Really? Is Monday a bank holiday? A day off? I'll have to... May Day on Monday. Alright, I am going to have to check my trains, because I'm back in my sister's store on Monday. And I need to get a train to do that. And if I can't... Sad times. Like swimming directly into a jellyfish. Tell you something else you could do at this stage as well. Turn off layer 1. Which would, yeah, we've got a lot of Mondays coming up in England. We don't like Mondays. So we endeavor to make them better by... I mean, I don't know. I'm not doing anything. I'm still at work. Be nice if work did something for the coronation, but no, it's like nowhere else is closing, and why should they get the business? So we're going to stay open, and you're going to work it, and you will serve 2 customers. And they will point at that and go, See? 2 is clearly a bigger number than 0. This is why we're the boss, and you're not. Didn't want to smash that. I wanted to keep that for later. But that's fine. I feel like there's something down there. No, just the bottom of the screen down there. Also, you don't work Fridays. What kind of a teacher doesn't work Fridays? You work the school week. Wish I didn't have to go to school on Fridays. Or at all. But like, you know, that's just the high school experience, you know? Oh yeah, we get the, wow, I didn't think you'd be open, but like, ma'am, this is your fault. I don't know quite what you expected. Rick Stress works 4 10s. 10-hour days, 4 days a week. Every second weekend is 4 days long. That's potentially a pretty good setup, depending on how the shifts go. For me, my shifts are... So currently when I'm in my sister's store, they are set. And I can tell you, like, what days I'm working and what times I'm working on those days. But that... You are on a mission! Look at you! Right, where's the other one? Is there gonna be another one? No, there's a roundabout. Okay. Please barrel. Please have barrel. Where is Donkey Kong? There he is. Right, stay in that corner. Don't get hit. Good job. No, it's alright, Bronwyn. He's here. Look, here he is. He's following along, doing his little doggy paddle. He's a cool guy. I'm led to believe he's the leader of the bunch, and we know him well. Alright, alright. No! Yes! Look, Toho, that's what this is. I know what that game is, and that's what this is. Like, 2 piranhas. Ah! I was doing so well. See what I said before? I become impatient. I nearly died right there. And I would have had no one to blame but my own self. This looks like hell. What is this? Okay. I'll take a 3rd hit. I'll take on guard. Bronwyn, isn't that essentially what Country Returns is? I don't know about Tropical Freeze. Never played that one. But isn't that game like, be Donkey Kong, smash things up, and then be Funky Kong, pick dudes up from the airport? No? Then I concur. That would be a super cool thing to have him to do. Oh God, please, calm down. I know, you saw a fish in the wall. You were excited to start swinging at a fish. I would be too. I hate them. But we're not doing that here. We're good. We're friends. Oh, look how easy this section is now. I'll take my amazing fish, thanks, all the way to the end. I died at the end. Look at that. You're lucky you caught me. I was just heading out. Games never looked like this when I was a lad. Your mind would be blown now, Cranky Kong, and we were much better off in those days as well. Bet you thought this was 64-bit, eh, boy? The crafty Croctopus corners his crock of collectibles in coral capers. Didn't we do that? I thought I did that one. Really? Get extra lives? I think I should. I could sit here and rock all day, especially if you two leave me alone. Funky Kong's not a weird uncle, is he? He's a cool guy. He's funky, is what he is. Is he gonna go back into Mario Kart? That's what I'm hoping. Once again, my hope is that they go, hey, we should, we put Diddy Kong in Mario Kart, and also a Diddy Kong racing track. And I can't imagine they will ever do that, because I'm pretty sure Diddy Kong Racing is owned by Rare. Given that Nintendo just never acknowledges it in anything. But yeah, it'd still be pretty cool to me. Oh! Cool, thank you very much. That was great. You would have got a 300 watt. Oh, we're talking about extra points here. Okay. Oh yeah, speaking of extra points. Hi, I'm dead. A lot of people redeemed Name a Minion in Jade Cocoon, and I've refunded all of those because the game has ceased to be, and it's not fair to just take all your coins. These nifty rocks come at a premium, alright? And... No! Ah, farewell, my extra life. Nintendo does have enough money to borrow it, but at the same time... Are they gonna? Are they gonna? What happened to Jade Cocoon? I will tell you. Click. Software bug. For whatever reason, I cannot go into certain houses in town. For example, home base. Yeah! Thank you for the one rest in peace bit. Thank you very much. Now we got Kong. And, as is tradition, we lose that life immediately. I didn't want it anyway. This level's stupid. See? Dumb. I mean, I have played games that came on magnetic tape, and let me tell you, those things are great until they're not. Until your CPC just decides, I'm gonna eat this one. Ah, tape loading error. Get out of here. What was that interaction? I don't know. But I'm cool. I'm glad that I managed to make that save. Why eat them? It would eat them because that's just what the tape player did sometimes. Sometimes it would just go, yummy magnetic tape, And you just get crunched on down. That's what it would do. Sometimes the CPC would load from both sides of the tape at once. And God only knows what comes out the other end then. And we were like, yeah, surely this is the perfect medium. What happened to Jade Cocoon? I absolutely cannot get into town anymore. I've tried it on different consoles. I've tried, like, different levels, different equipment. Nothing. I cannot get back into town. Which is, like, the one place that I need to go. And besides, it's Friday. It's casual Friday. A day when I do whatever I want. And that day, today's whatever I want to do, there you go, is Donkey Kong Country. The momentum carried me along like that. I was going to jump out and into that downward-facing barrel. And I don't think the game should necessarily punish me for that. That makes sense as a thing to do, right? Jump out the barrel, out of the crot, into the barrel. Yeah? No? Okay. I love having a day, I have trophy hunting Sundays. All these platforms from our youth were punishing. Heck yeah, they were. And that's how we, air quotes, liked it. Oh no, it's this one. Also known as, those levels in the VIP series where your brother keeps pausing the game. Replay value was, throwing yourself down a pit. I'm gonna go save again. This is why we have the save button, everybody. You guys love to see it. The replay value, where I'm concerned, was going back into the game. Show and tell appears to be on a 24-hour cooldown. Oh, do you know why? I reckon I know why. Because, didn't we redeem it right at the end of the stream last time? Wasn't there a Donkey Kong barrel around here somewhere? Apparently not. I missed it. So is it on like a general 24-hour cooldown? Because it's not been 24 hours. Aww. I'm pretty sure I've got set... I'm pretty sure I have show and tell set to once per stream. Ooh, first to stream sounds good. That might be something I look into borrowing, I mean stealing. Oh yeah, there you go. It's on a 1 hour cooldown, which would be 24 hours. Huh. I don't trust that. I don't trust that fish token in the slightest. It's always a good time, and I never have it set up, but maybe I should. I mean, I'm fairly sure the answer is Empirical Woodland. Because he's a bro who shows up all the time. And does mod stuff. And lies to me that I'm muted all the dang time. This is quite a frustrating level. Are we bartering in chat now? Do you know what? I think the thing is, I may have accidentally set show and tell to 24 hours instead of once per stream, because, you know, once every 24 hours, right? That's what that's going to be. I'll tell you what. Oh! We'll get to the end of this this level, and then we'll do some show and tell. How's that? CPC Gamer is good at games. Please come and join me. Do you know what I'm gonna do? To save a bit of time. That one. But, like, here's the thing. What is the point of redeeming first to stream if you're not? Do you really think people would do that? Lie on the internet? Has it happened again? Is that barrel unloaded? I'm dead certain the Donkey Kong barrel is right there, and I was gonna pick it up, get my hit point back, but I can't. Well, people can do that, I guess. I'm still gonna get to the end of the stage, and then we do a show and tell. Oh, but then somebody redeems it, and then we can't do it in the next stream, and everything's ruined. Ah! That pipe was directly in the foreground. I couldn't see anything. It's almost like that's the point. This has got to be the kind of stage where when you look at speedrun gameplay, or like every level speedrun gameplay or glitchless speedrun gameplay, this level's got to be ridiculous. Because the only way I can think of to like speedrun this is to know the level. And I know that goes to like speedrunning as a hobby in general. You gotta know that's gonna be in a pit. But yeah, just yeah, memorize the level and know roughly where you are at all times. I hope the bitrate's having fun with this one. It doesn't know what it wants to render. Ah! Is there a problem with your setup? We're getting a bit of flickering on the screen there, Andy. You wanna... I know it is, but like... Oh dang, why does everything keep vanishing? Problems with console? Maybe do fix. No, this is what it's supposed to look like. You stop that. You say that because it works every time. Literally every time. That gets me. I have to check that that's what's happening. And no, everything is fine. Literal blind jump. Good job, me. Right, that platform is going to fall. I don't trust it. There we go. Now. Oh, this is horrible! I can't do these setups like when I can see them. Forget this. I'm leaving. How quickly is this going to get me killed? Let's find out. Amazing! Oh, what? I'm gonna say this one? Yeah! Alright. Oh yeah, I need to pick that up. Net lives, 0. Oh yeah, Dumb Drum. This is explicitly the boss that I said was really, really stupid. Like, it's in the name, even. This is how to beat Dumb Drum. You sort of run around a bit. And you just avoid it, doing the little swamp thing. And it throws a couple enemies at you. There you go. Yes, the boss is stupid in Empirical Woodland. It's in the name. Dumb Drum. Just because it rhymes, you see. Which I feel goes somewhat against what Donkey Kong Country is about. Because isn't it supposed to be alliteration? like Jungle Japes and Main Brace Mayhem and Toxic Tower. Hey man, I didn't say it was easy. I said it was dumb. Although actually, in fairness, this is probably the easiest boss in the game, and yeah. Oh man, Dumb Drum is alliterative. So, I'm not very good at platforming, or maths, or English, apparently. I'm sure I have some skill. I just have to find out what that is. Anyways, there you go. Dumb Drum just sort of blows itself up after a while. It is embarrassed to be in the game, and it doesn't want to do it anymore. Chimp Caverns, Tanked Up Trouble. This is the one that I don't like. Yeah, look, I think this is the one where I run into a pit. This is the one I was thinking of earlier, where you have to... that looks like a platform right there. Like in the background. Show and Tell was supposed to be 2 levels ago. Well, it's still on cooldown, and you are in timeout for being mean to me during Dumb Drum. After this one. So the gimmick for this one is the little platform is running out of fuel, and you have to, like, catch the barrels of fuel, which will tank it up. And I believe if it runs out of fuel, then it just falls off the platform, and you just die. Well, we had a good run. But we're not doing it that time round. I feel a little bad. I forgot about Show and Tell. Like, there have been instances where I missed it. I know Sparkmain redeemed it once, and I don't know. It just got lost in chat, and I didn't see it. And then, oh, how bad I felt. This one, I just forgot. Oh, I should have stayed low. Gone the N. It's fine. I didn't want that barrel. That was probably a bonus level as well. I did not know that this platform stuck on 1. Nice! Forget you, the rest of that section. I'm just leaving. There you go. Leaving. I thought that said Manic Miners. And I was gonna be like, oh man. Did they... Did Rare make Manic Miner? Or Ultimate Play the game? Because I know they did Saberwolf, right? And then that's where Saberwolf comes from in Killer Instinct. I don't know. What I do know is somebody requested Show and Tell. What a great link. So let's take a look at it. Today's Show and Tell is me. Look at that. This is me at Grand Canyon because I mentioned that I had visited in a stream a short while ago. I forget which one, but here is me there. And it's a pretty nice place. It's like, I know it sounds kind of boring, like, oh, it's a big hole in the ground, you look at it and then you leave. But there's like genuinely awe-inspiring views, and it's beautiful. And one of my main takeaways is this is where the person that I stayed with said that she knew that I was the person I presented myself as being on the internet. Because I just made friends with some old lady on a bus. And she's like, yeah, this guy will just... He's friendly and cheerful and will befriend anyone and chat to him. That's Andy! And that was kind of affirming for me that... Yeah, actually, I'm a pretty cool guy, I think. I hope it was worth the 3-level wait to see me go to Grand Canyon and not know how to pose in a picture. I'm really bad at just sort of smiling on cue. Also a little bit sunburnt because we went to a Renaissance festival in the middle of a desert and I sort of forgot where the top of my head ends and there's a little triangle. Anyway, let's go back to the game and then we'll do some Manic Mincers. Not Manic Miner. Made by Matthew Smith. Not that one. And published by Bug Bite. The lines make those sunglasses look like they are skewed. Lines? Lines? I mean, my head's kind of tilted. Does that count? I don't know. Back to the game. Oh, these guys. I thought... do you know what I was expecting? Those little chompers from Mario World. You know the ones? The little, black plant dudes. Munches, I believe they are called. Yes, it took that long for the guy in the back of my head to retrieve that data card. But he got there. Good for him. Well, you see, here's the thing. Grand Canyon, not in the middle of a desert. It was actually really, really cold. Which was, you know, how do I step off? That's how I step off. You're walking. Yeah, it's kind of like a drive to get there, and it's a ways away. There we go. And yeah, it's all cold and snowy and mountainous, and the thing that got to me, in order to get there, along this drive, my friend said, hey, look out the window. Do you see that? And I says, no, I don't see anything. That's what I was supposed to look at. There was just... I've joked about it. I've joked about North Carolina being like this as well, where it's just... Oh, I can't go back in Minecraft creative mode, there's just a flat plane. That's what I saw out the window on the way to Grand Canyon, and it was a little worrying. Into a pit I go. I will go with you, though, that the place is not designed for human habitation. I'm gonna go stomp on some more crocodiles. I was hoping I could get a combo out of that. That'd be nice. But yeah, it was a case of, like, anytime we went outside, it was... You will be outside for, like, 10 seconds, and it's going to be running to or from the car. Any more than that, and I turn into a puddle. Irashaimase, everybody! It's Moo Moo Milkmaid! How's it going? Can we get a shout-out for her, please? Because she's pretty cool. With a Moo Moo Milk Raid! Yeah, look at that! There's a good wordplay. Ooh, Hi-Fi Rush. I have heard good things, but not played that one. And I feel like I should, because... Oh, I do love my rhythm games. Aw. But yeah, Milkmaid showed up and raided us while we were going through Beacon Pines. And I followed back and sort of stuck around, because there's like a pretty chill community over there. Big recommend. Do go check. I was saying wonderful things about Arizona, thanks. I was talking about going to Grand Canyon and just the empty plains on the way up there. Go. I still don't know what this barrel is for. I'm going to say, the thing that I mentioned earlier, you gotta babysit it all the way to the end of the level, and that's where you find something or other. You missed show and tell, a picture of me in Arizona, which is how we came to the topic. And, yeah. The place that we saw there, this will be of interest probably to Empirical Woodland and myself only. It was called the Yapapai Lodge, and I looked at it, and I laughed, and I laughed, and I laughed, and my friend's like, is this an internet joke that I don't get? I'm like, no, it's so much better than that. It's... Ah! Dang it! But at least I know that is there now. So yes, thank you very much, Moo Moo Milkmaid, for bringing your community over. Always good when people get to share like that. If you need to go and take care of some stuff and the post-stream care, feel free to go do that, because sometimes you just want to have like a drink and a sit down after a stream. I get that. If not, hey, stick around. I'm going to be trying to beat this here level. I've been doing alright for beating levels, and don't let Empirical Woodland tell you otherwise. That man is a liar. That didn't work last time. Why would it work this time? Tell me that, Andy. Why? Why would it work? This is why I say try to beat this level, because, we're in the part of the game where the kid gloves have come off. And you learn to play it. Get good, nerd. See? You're back after a rest and a snack. Amazing. Hey, guess what I did while I was doing show and tell? Donkey Kong Country is your favorite? Well, I'm going to apologize in advance for my performance. we try our best, but also, I'm just a guy who never really played this before. Do I want that? I don't want that. I'm going this way. Empirical Woodland, how much of that did you type from memory? Asking for a friend, by which I mean a friend of yours, by which I mean me. No comment? Alright. Mine is, the maths bit. Like, there's that meme, oh, name something that you can type from memory that would fill your Twitter feed. Or, like, the number of characters allowed in a tweet. It was, you know, they say all men are created equal. But you look at me, you look at Smojo, you can see that statement is not true. And the rest. Learning! And then that guy. Also learning. Right. Is that a hole in the wall? It is. I want to go back. I want the barrel! I'll take a G, though. Oh, I didn't get the N? I only got a cog? Well, that's fine. I don't need lives anyway. I've got save states on my side, thank you very much. DKC2 is one of my favorite games, but I've played it maybe once, I think. I just think it's cool. Do you know what? That's actually quite fair. I haven't played it for a while. Yeah. Is that the one I wanted to do? No. I like that one a lot. That's one of the first ones that I had. I had Land 2 on the Game Boy. Same sort of deal. Played it, and played it, and played it, and played it, until I found everything. And then I'm like, oh man, there's more of this? Let's go! That was a GoldenEye sound! Did you hear that? That's the GoldenEye sound! And that is the beat to the mine music in Country 2. How about that? Layers. Oh, don't be doing that. Now Rixtrus is on board with just the japes. Oh, I could have got an extra life if I hit that one. Game sound is there, just low. Well, how about I do some of that? Now we can hear a bit more. Well, I'm sorry about that. You know how I say I want to, like, I'm just a guy, and I want to make things the best they can be. So, there you go. Sorry, that's not ideal. Can I trust myself to get through this stage without losing all my lives? No, I can't. Because it's called Loopy Lights. And I reckon it's going to be another on-off stage. You betcha. I saw that. Have you posted that one version of the Apple Pie promo that is set to the boss music from Scott Pilgrim? Because that's ridiculous. And then Iron Sheik shows up? Well, there we go. Into the pit I go. I wonder how often that crocodile thing procs. I'm quite proud of how I was able to do that, thanks. That's, let's be proud of me for accomplishing that. That Donkey Kong barrel should have had something in it. Guess it didn't. That's also fine. Also, this music, this is very survival horror-y music, isn't it? And, like, I get it, because we're in the mines. And we got these creepy crocodiles that jump when I jump, making them really hard to hit. But, I don't know, I feel like it's a massive departure from, you know, Jungle Japes. I think I see a structure just over there to the right. And I do am one of those. Mining Melancholy, that's what it's called. Yes, it may have taken that long. Once again, for the guy who finds note cards in the back of my head to find that particular note card. But he found it. Oh, that's awful. Look at that. I don't want to... Blind jumps over pits? No, thanks. Where are these coming from? Is it one of those... There he is. I know that normally the big rows of... That's fine. So when that guy decides to annoy you, what song/jingle does he send up? '64! Donkey Kong 64! Yeah! Platform perils. Oh no. I'm good at platforms. This much is known. Speaking of pro wrestlers, look at that dude. How do I even get that? The guy in my head who looks for note cards. I don't know. He just sort of waves it around. And then I go, oh, hi. That's what I meant to remember. I'm not entirely sure what I was doing with that. I thought you meant, like, what is my raid jingle? And that is the Family Mart doorbell from Japan. If I could have my own doorbell play the Family Mart jingle, you bet I'd do it. As it happens, it plays the Nokia ringtone. Inside... Do you know what? I haven't seen Inside Out. Tiny Child never had any inclination to see Inside Out. I believe they were still in love with Frozen at the time. And may still be. But, yeah, we just didn't see that one. Yeah, look at that! Vaguely working out how to move ahead, getting letters, and stomping on beavers. I mean, you don't need Tiny Child in order to watch animated movies. You just... That was not cool, game. It was awful. But yeah, you don't need Tiny Child. You just watch movies if you want to do that. We watched Naked Gun the other day. That was a good movie. It's a very silly movie, and I love it. Gotta remember I can cartwheel those army guys. I always forget. Yeah, no, I would also not show Naked Gun to Tiny Child. Maybe when she's older and needs to learn, like, here's what comedy is. I'm a locksmith, and I'm a locksmith. There you go. That's one of my favorite jokes in anything. How? Seriously, how get down there? I don't know. Speaking of movies for movie night, Imperial Will, can we put Airplane on that list? Because that is the same kind of just jokes upon jokes upon jokes, and they're all great disaster movie. I love it. love that little Tomberry emote. Like, I see it often, because it's yours, but what a nice emote. Yeah, see? That's how you're supposed to deal with that. I, too, am good at rolling, Mr. Dime Bar Armadillo, and I know what I'm doing. Kind of. Oh yeah, no. Click has best boy, little Tomberry. And I don't know. It's just super cute. Ah, oh! I could have saved that. I could have run that back, but I didn't. One of my favorite jokes in that one is, "Alright boys, let's take some pictures." That's like... This is where I get my sense of sarcasm from, I believe, is just stuff like that. What do you make of it? Well, you could make a hat or a brooch or a pterodactyl. They're great. Just silly movies. Many punchlines. Oh. Oh! Yes! The run back! I definitely meant to do that good run. Also, yeah, Goldfish Teeth does really good emotes. They did mine. It clicks. They do Honey Bears. Go pay attention to Goldfish Teeth. They are good people. Isn't this essentially the same fight as before? I think it is. Except I'm bad at it now. It's been a week. Wait, isn't this the last... I'm sure this is the last world. And then the next one is Gangplank Galleon. Which is also the start of the next game. I love when games do that. Nope, nope, can't hit up there. He is more accurate now. He's doing a good job. Got me with a backspin on that one. I didn't know he could do that. Did I save before I came here? I don't remember. Yes, I did, because it's on 65%. And I made my Donkey Kong 64 joke before. Alright. Do you know what? Now as you mention it, Empirical Woodland, he does look like someone's sort of controlling him from off-screen, doesn't he? That one didn't count. That one did. I feel like I need a slow motion replay on that one. I got hit so many times on the way down. Also, 2 hours 29. I don't know if I believe that. Like, given that we're at 1 hour 46 in this current stream. I mean, I have died and reset a lot. So, yes, there is that. Thanks, Empirical Woodland. I know you were thinking it. I know you were. Right. Why would a vulture steal so many bananas in the first place? I don't think he would want them. Nope. That was death. I feel like we got the loops now. We just actually have to, like, get low enough that I can jump on you, nerd. That one didn't count? That one did. There we go. Well, I believe vultures eat, rocks to help them digest foods. That's probably a lie. I know pigeons do that. Pretty sure pigeons do that. Oh, yeah! Oh, okay. We're just going. Hi. Can I do this in one hit? No. So this is King K. Rool. He's pretty great. Wait. I just thought. Crocodile Cacophony isn't in this one, is it? That's in, it's in number 2. But yeah, this is King K. Rool. This is where he gets a bunch of his attacks from Smash. That's why he throws his crown at you. This is where he gets his big stompy attack and a big cannon. And you just die. Don't mind me. I'm just doing a little something over here. See, it's because of this. This is why they, you have to pay for these services in subsequent games. It's like, you gotta pay like 2 banana coins if you want to save a game. And 2 banana coins if you want to ride in the flying surfboard. And you may not have them. Perka Woodland is Team King K. Rool, because he beats me up a lot, I guess. So something else that I like, right? Here's something that I like. The cool jaunty jig music becomes all sinister. You're gonna throw it now. Yeah, the jaunty jig music becomes all sinister. And then the next game starts off with essentially the same intro. Jib jig. But then... Are they coming back? They're coming back! But then... On the Super Nintendo version, it keeps going. On the Game Boy version, it turns into this, like, 6/8 jam, and it's wonderful. Genuinely, best version of the ship music, I think. Ah... Alright, we did it! GG, easy. Look at these credits. Coding was by Claptrap. Characters by Crusher, the Milkshake. Coloring was by Critter. Concept is Clump. And Commander is King K. Rool. There you go. Kind of a shame that they leave it on a sequel hook like that, but, you know, there's 2 more Super Nintendo games, and at least... Oh, psych! He gets back up, and you die. I really appreciate that as an ending. Just, yep, fake credits. Right, and then he comes back again. Go. Yeah, the boss music I'm thinking of is... I want to say it's The Lost World from Country 2. It's called Crocodile Cacophony. It's great. What I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the usual bit. Because I saved, I'm just gonna do a bit of that. So now I don't have to get booted back to the title screen and reload everything every time. I mean, I'm not gonna do that anyway, because we're gonna beat him before I get a game over. That's right. See if I don't. Nolly posts the idea of monarchism, but I support both King K. Rool and King DDD. Well, you know what? King DDD is an alright fella. He gets angry, but he's secretly the hero. Also, check it out, in the background, there's Donkey Kong Island that gets blown up when K. Rool does his final smash. Which is, I believe what happens when you quit out of playing DK64. Oh. I, too, am a big fan of dynamic music. Change when more things are introduced, thanks. There's, Right, how do we do this without spoilers? There's one of the Nier games that does something like that. The credits music, like, as more and more names get added to the credits, more and more voices start singing in a choir. And, it really, like, makes everything kick off. Brings everything together, you know? Alright, big jump. And now he does one either way. And then back they come. There we go. Man, the second game, excuse me, is the worst for this, because it introduces an element of randomness to what he does, I believe. But that's something we will look at later on. Yeah! Do your little hat flick, Diddy. You know what's up. And now we watch the credits again. Right. Yeah, why not? I'll bring it up now. So this happens the first time you get a certain number of hits on K. Rool. Subsequent occasions, they stop doing it. It's like, they knew how annoying that would be. I'm probably going to demonstrate that now, because I took that hit. Oh. Well, do you know what? I'm not going to rewind. I know I have the option. I'm not going to do it. I feel like that's way too cheap. And that's not... like the spirit in which the game was intended, I suppose. I don't know. It's one of those weird, like, double standards I have myself. Cheating's cool. I'll cheat a whole bunch, but, like, on occasion, I feel bad for having done so. Like with rewinding. That... did I beat the boss, or did I just hit the shoulder buttons until... too early? Or did I just hit the shoulder buttons until I won? Do what you want unless it's multiplayer? Well, that's the thing. What I want is to feel accomplished and like I have beaten this easy, predictable boss fight. And yet... I feel like Diddy Kong has a much easier time dodging those. Right. Like that. And then they come back. Man, if they just dropped one more and it fell on his head, how happy we would be. If we just... that's just how the boss fight ends. The pirates accidentally blow up Captain K. Rool. Wait, he's a king in this one. He's captain in the next one. And then the third one is like his creepy cousin K. Rulenstein, I believe. I don't know. Okay. Jump one way, jump the other. See how much quicker and easier that was? Rather than completely reloading my save and visiting your buddy Funky Kong again? My way, that was nearly a hit. There we go. I didn't tag out. I didn't tag out. Now we did. Okay. Also, I'm kind of with you there, Click. Like, do not be cheating in multiplayer games. That's not cool. Like, you don't want to be... A very specific example I have brought up in the past, multiple times, for good reason, is the guy who owns the game that you're playing. And then goes, wow, you're really bad at this. Because you're not as good as them. Because they've had loads of practice. Because they own the game. And you're just visiting after school one day. Did that keep happening? It really did. Yeah, down you go, you jerk. Alright. Oh yeah, this is the first time we have to do this, isn't it? Kind of considering dropping a save after this, because unless this is the incentive we need, you know, finish the boss, or you have to watch those credits every few times. Right. Jump left. Jump right. And he's gonna go back again. We're getting there. Wait, no. DK, you do it. Because that way we still have Diddy Kong for the cannonball section. That's right. That was dumb. That was me getting far too ahead of myself. Imperial Woodland, am I right in assuming that this fight throws a DK barrel at you at some point? Or am I thinking of Land 1? Because I am dead certain at some point the game's like, here, have an extra hit point. Like Princess Peach throwing you the mushroom from the clown car. Or I could be misremembering things to make them easier than I remember them being. What are hitboxes? I'm thinking of Land and subsequent Donkey Kong countries. Alright then. This one is just hard. Memorize patterns, get good at the boss fight. Do your best. Go ahead. Country 2 and 3 give you barrels on the front. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Which is fair enough, you know. It's the final boss fight. It's a test of all we have learned so far. And what that is basic pattern recognition. Get good at it, Andy. I can do that. Jump into the projectiles, maybe. That's also fine. Right, one of those. And now you jump. And I believe Bananas is safe. No, they're not. Well, we keep going. I hope everyone is ready for an hour of Jib Jig, because that's how long I've got left tonight. And I'm not beating this guy anytime soon, I don't think. So, there you go. Interesting commentary. What on earth is that? Let's just repeat patterns. No! I heard the audio cue of Diddy taking his hat off, and I'm like, that's me, let's go! And then one more jump, and then we start doing the short hops, and I believe that's the final phase? It's only in the next game when he decides he's gonna get a gun and start doing jetpack stuff with it. Did you see what I did there? Jetpack. And then it's the barrel. There you go. Ah. Wait, doesn't he have a gun in? He doesn't have a gun in Smash. Because his side attack is to throw his crown, isn't it? And his up attack is, just a big jump. I thought it'd be cool if they gave him, like, a coach gun move, like, Ash from Overwatch. Just, let's put some distance between the two of us. How's about? You want a bit of backstage scar about Smash, particularly as it relates to Overwatch. Apparently Nintendo were really unhappy with the way that the initial port of Overwatch looked on Switch, so they're like, yeah, no, Tracer's not getting in this one now. We thought about it, but now she's not. Are we gonna represent your game? No, port it good next time. Also, kind of wild if he did have a gun in Smash, because there's not many characters who do that. Like, I can think of maybe 3 or 4 out of all of them. Oh, I mean, technically only one of them, because Snake has guns, everyone else has, like, blasters. And that's the difference. Okay. Incidentally, that is why some versions of Smash have a higher age rating than others. This is because Snake has a gun, not a blaster. Which is a wild difference that I never understood. Like when they would change anime to be like, nope, everyone's fine, nobody's dead, don't worry about it. Not even anime, actually, just animations in general. G.I. Joe had a bunch of that, where it's like, don't worry, they somehow landed safely off screen, you just didn't see it. They're still alive. Or like they would have to animate little scenes of NPCs landing in like bales of hay. Right. And then back you come again, and then one more run. Straight into a cannonball, that's fine. And then this is when he wakes up and throws his crown. There we go. Don't you dare! I know the 4Kids does a lot of that, like, the Shadow Realm from Yu-Gi-Oh! That's not a thing. She's just dead. You are just dead. But instead they came up with the Shadow Realm, which is arguably a lot worse. But that also leads to a really good Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged joke. Do you remember how we met? No, but I remember the 4Kids version. Well, this isn't gonna be the one, is it? Also, having barely interacted with One Piece outside of, like, one video game where a bunch of the characters are fighters, I've never interacted with it. I'm surprised that, like, characters die. It seems like a lot of just wacky Shonen Jump pirate hijinks, you know? Although, I mean, well, Goku's died a bunch of times, I suppose, so this Shonen Jump will kill your heroes. Don't worry about it. And then you just collect the Dragon Balls and wish them back, and everything's fine. Alright. Wipe my hands. Flex my knuckles. Chuckle. Back we go. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make an executive decision. So now we don't have to watch the credits again. It's a good joke. Once. Like, that's why the devs took it out. We don't do that anymore. I am very sorry to anyone who is good at this game and, like, the hand-eye coordinations, because this must be quite frustrating. I'm doing my best, but you know, stream brain and just general skill issues. Nope, nope, now. Too early. there is an old cartoon I used to watch called Bonus Stage, and they did an episode where they retooled themselves like an anime, and that was one of the jokes they made. It was like, oh, yeah, you came back from the hurt after I destroyed you and sent you to Hades? Having established that characters die and end up in hell all the time in that series, that's the direction they took. Okay, this had better be the last hit. Did I die at the end? So many times. I certainly did. But check that out. We did it. Well done, Donkey, my boy. Who'd have thought a young whippersnapper like you could have beaten that bunch of no-good Kremlings? You've made an old man proud. I'm glad one of us is Cranky Kong. Go and look in your hoard. I think you'll be in for a surprise. If I'd been playing, I'd have found everything. Yeah, I'm sure there must be some bonus rooms you haven't found. I'm not gonna go look for them. Yay! We did it! And now we get to listen to a piece of music that goes surprisingly well with Irreplaceable by Beyonce. Seriously, that's all I hear when I hear this piece of music, is just like sassy, I can have so many boyfriends you don't even know music. So there you go, Donkey Kong Country, the first one. It's not the best one, that's the second one, but you gotta play the first one to get to the second one. I like this game though. It is pretty limited in comparison to the second game, and to an extent the third. But it does set the foundation for, you know, what the rest of the series is. Really? You prefer this one over 2 and 3? Is there any reason for that? Or is it just, that's just how you're feeling? Thanks, Crusher. I still compare you to a kind of milkshake. We didn't render anything beyond the neck, so that's all you get to see. Boo! You suck, dumb drum. Making me look quite foolish in front of everyone else. Just blind nostalgia? Okay, well that's fine. I get it. Rip in peace, Winky. You're with the angles now. I like that this is being done like in character, I guess. Like, there you go, Cranky Kong. He got 3 bites of that apple. Good job. And then we get this little animation. Truly, they are the best of friends. Why are these two friends? They just always fighting. What's going on? That's the idle animation. I did this using one light. Yeah, sure you did, buddy. That whole thing's the idle animation? Alright then. Billy Gunn worked on this game? Alright. Yeah, I had fun with this. I'm glad that I played it. Moo Moo Milkmaid has redeemed nothing. There you go. I hope you enjoyed it a lot. A. Smith, I do not believe to be a real person. Hey, there he is, David Wise. You're the guy. He did like all of this music, and it's really, really good. And it just for what it is, why is it so good? I don't know. I'm pretty sure C Stamper has already shown up somewhere in these credits before now. But, there you go. Oh. Hey! It's the club! You are a gun in GoldenEye that, I appear to be the only one who likes the club. I use it. And everyone else is like, why would you ever use the club? Because there's 2 of them. And you just fire and forget. It's great. No, I don't think I will. We just get booted back to the title screen, though. Are we going to fade out that music? No, we're not. Do you know what I am going to do, though? I'm going to show off a little bit of a secret that nobody knows is in this game. But to do so, I need to go to my BRB screen for a minute. So give me a second. We're going to go do that. All right? Yeah! Enjoy these jungle jams. This music is so bright and cheerful, by the way. I absolutely love it. I didn't need to mute. I thought I needed to step away from my Super Nintendo, my legitimate Super Nintendo, for a short while. But actually I didn't. I just needed to push a few buttons, which is like a secret button push combination, which nobody seems to know exists in the game, which unlocks something pretty cool, I have to admit. Which is, yeah, don't worry about it. It's the coolest thing. You'll love it. I just have to do one little thing, and then we'll be ready to go. I'm trying to still... Oh, is the Be Right Back command broken again? How ironic, that is the thing that has been broken in this game. Alright, anyways, yeah, so like with a button push combo, you get this cool fighting game mode, which, nobody seems to know exists in Donkey Kong Country. It's fine. So, naturally, that's gonna be me. I'm gonna be Fancy Kong over there, and his buddy is Diddy Kong, of course. And well, who else are we going to fight? But you know him, I know him. King K. Rool. Let's go. Well, give me a second. I will have to turn the command back on. Anyways, it's a rematch! Now we're on the boat, and this is how the fight should have ended. Oh, Andy, you'd better win now you've done that. Get out of here! You too, Shovel Knight. You are in more bad games than good at this point, and I'm sick of the sight of you. True story. You know that one episode of The Simpsons where Homer bowls a perfect game and then keeps showing up until everyone's sick of the sight of him? That's Shovel Knight. At least for me. And there you go. There's the DK wrap for people who wanted that. Mostly just Spark main. Mute, you saw the ending to the game. These guys fight all the time. This is totally canon. Don't worry about it. Yeah, get blue shelled, nerd. Oh, I hate Abra in this game. And just in general. Look at these moves! See how quickly he goes! Incidentally, I feel this to be the best way to play Smash. Just, there is so much going on, and I don't know what any of it is. I lost my final Smash at some point. I got too greedy. Ship's going down. You guys can stay over there. I like this stage. I know that not a lot of people do. Because the hurt box on the front of the ship is ridiculous. And the things you can do with it, like, especially as Ganondorf, weirdly. Oh no! Oh no! Oh, he's gonna take down my hammer, bro! And also me. There we go. That's how this fight should have gone. Just straight fisticuffs. Use your special moves. And hey, I get hit by cannons in this game as well. And King K. Rool just keeps destroying me. Thanks, Akira. I really didn't need to be in that hit animation. That's fantastic. I love that little, ruler on the edge of a desk pinging sound. You know the one? The little catapult makes it. No, 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 no. Where did the heart go? I thought I picked it up. I did not. Ah. That's how that fight should have gone. And then Diddy Kong in a distant third. That's fine. I'm happy with the way that ended. Right, what else am I going to do? That's it. That's what I'm going to do for today's stream. That's what... Right. This is what took me so long stalling. Was going... Where the hell is the pirate ship stage? Do I pick a Donkey Kong stage? Do I pick the... I want to pick the pirate ship, because that's Gangplank Galleon. It's not. But... Finding that? No. What custom stages have I got? I've got Sakurai at his desk. I've got this. I got some Vaporwave and a dinosaur from Chrome. There you go. Right. That's it for today's stream. I hope everyone had fun. We beat Donkey Kong. Twice, like with this super secret fighting mode. What a good time was had by all. Let's go see who to raid. We are going. Let's go raid Sushi, because we didn't for a while. It looks like some indie horror game, so that's cool. Thank you for stream, thank you for stream, thank you for watching. And Milkmaid, thank you also for raiding. I know there's like, I say it often, like there's a lot of options on Twitch. You guys can go spend a lot of time with a lot of people, but here people are with me, and you brought your community this way too. So thank you for that. I look forward to pestering you in whatever you stream next. So yeah, we're gonna go raid Sushi. Tomorrow, the quick little midday stream, because I'm gonna do the dailies in Overwatch. And then back onto a semi-regular timetable next week with new games. 3 new games, in fact. Wow. I don't know what they'll be. I'll make my decision, and then come back for that. I'm sorry the raid command isn't working. Everything is falling apart today. I'll fix it for next time. Just go say hi to Sushi. And until next time, goodbye.